Hi, welcome to this channel on magnetic energy, technology, principles, applications. This video is about Ancestral Ascension, and yes, this is another deviation into metaphysics, and I apologize to colleagues who just want me to focus on technical information. But here's the thing, this model, like this technology, coming out of this technology is highly dependent upon ascension. So that kind of brings me into that whole world of metaphysics and all these messages on ascension. I would have, when I first started doing these videos, I was not thinking I would be doing any kind of meditations or anything. But apparently it's engineering consultant by day and metaphysical guy by night. So yeah, I just got to roll with it and do the best I can. So this idea that we have a genetic lineage that goes back, and let's just go back to 12,000 years. And so for most of us, this could be our last incarnation before the end of this cycle, before we go into this transition, this big transition. And so part of this whole idea of ascension, and especially for those people that are being drawn into this kind of ascension energy before the pole shift, because after the pole shift, essentially in this model, everyone is going to, whether they like it or not, there's going to be some sort of ascension for every person on this planet, at least enough to bring the technology out safely. But for those people that are trying to like tune into that energy early, or they are being called to tune into that energy sooner, part of getting into that energy is not only releasing and letting go of ancestral ties, but raising the vibration of those ancestral ties, because they do have like this genetic connection with us, and there's a lot of energy involved in that. And so part of doing that is not only just recognizing that there has been a perfect tapestry that, and this is part of it, from the universal perspective, our entire lineage, however far back it goes, and so many of us get connected the further back we go. But it's all been part of this perfect tapestry, and it has led up to this point. And yes, of course, on this side of the cycle, there has been a lot of pain and suffering throughout the generations. And so many of our ancestors have had tremendously difficult lives, and lots of struggling and lots of like low vibration energy, if you will. But it's all served a purpose, and it's all an important part of this huge tapestry that the universe forms. And especially when you consider each cycle coming to a neutral energy that balances out, that it's all been important, and no matter really kind of what's happened. And we've had, in addition, we've had a lot of incarnations along our same genetic lineage. I mean, that's a common thing, that you will have the same type of that you have multiple incarnations along your lineage. And so this is a little bit of a follow-up to the video about multiple lives and ascension with multiple lives. But now we're thinking, when you think in terms of like your ancestral lineage and letting it go, getting it to source, and surrendering, if you want to say it that way, or raising the energetic connections that we have into like a white light fire. Now keep in mind, this white light fire, it's just another tool for meditation. This isn't a substitution for therapy. This isn't like, please don't let's assume like this is a form of spiritual bypassing or anything like that, because it's just another tool in the tool bag of energy work. And so it can be used in addition to other types of therapy and other even conventional therapy. And so I think what I need to do with this video is just do a quick sample meditation of what it would look like to sort of process the energy of our ancestors and our ancestral lineage. So I'm going to do that very quickly, and you can kind of get the idea and then bring the concepts and the tools into your own meditative practice as you see fit. And so let's just take a minute and we'll just do that very quickly. And if you want to follow along with the meditation, that's great. Otherwise, you can just kind of listen and then use the tools later for your own purpose. Okay, so let's just take a couple deep breaths, and Just kind of let the body settle for a minute. And we're going to be using white light fire energy again, because it's just so superior at processing etheric energy and etheric vibrations and etheric energy ties that we may have to ancestral lineage. And part of it, yes, is being free of those ties, but it's doing it in a way that is like a high vibration and surrendering it to source, recognizing the perfection in all of it, but also releasing it so that we are free to move into ascension energy, if that makes sense. So breathe deeply and imagine a column of white light fire just surrounding you and going from inside the earth up through your body and all the way up into the ionosphere. And so this is a very powerful column of white light fire, and imagine it all throughout your energy field, your energy body, through your physical body, cleaning out any type of energy, that any energy that's lower vibration, that can be cleared out and sending it back to source. Expand that white light fire further out through your energy field, through your emotional body, your mental body, all these layers of energy fields that we have that in higher dimensional energy fields. So we're just cleaning them all out with that vortex of white light fire rising up and just grabbing that energy, burning that energy, transmuting it, redistributing it back into the flow for source, that source flow, and essentially neutralizing that energy. So imagine that all around you. Now, imagine all of your ancestors, all the way back to 12,000 years. And it's just putting the intention out there for it throughout this entire cycle. However, and you can go further back. If you want to go further back, that's and you feel guided to do that, just go for it. But we're going to just take all of that ancestral line and we're going to raise each person up in that white light fire, cleaning that energy and any residual energy that we could be connected to. We're just putting it in that white light fire into many, many vortices of that white light fire, raising up and just redistributing and clearing all the experiences, all the emotions of all of your ancestors, the emotional energy, anything that had to do with their lives and the time they were living, the actions they committed, the choices they made, the relationships that they were in, the patterns that they were in their lives. All of that energy, it's just being redistributed in that white light fire, in those vortices that go all the way back through this whole cycle. And we're bringing that whole lineage to source in a blessing way. We are with gratitude, with appreciation, and recognizing the perfection of the whole plan and how it all fits together in these perfect puzzle pieces that all end up balancing out, becoming neutral energy to source. And we just recognize that that energy belongs to source, that it belongs going back to source, and we surrender it and give it up, all those energetic ties to ancestral lineage, and we clear it out of this earth plane. We just clear it all out, all the way back. We clear it out and we bring it to source, and it's like we are starting new. We are starting fresh with a clean slate that will allow tremendously high vibration energy into our energy fields, and that we are supported and we have high vibration energy surrounding us, filling us, and allowing us to freely move into ascension energy, into this next phase of our lives, through this transition into the next cycle on this planet, and moving into that energy. just allowing the past to go, surrendering it and raising it to source in that white light fire and that energy. Just keep on raising it up and raising it up. And it's like we are burning out the experiences or burning up the experiences in white light fire, but it is a gentle, it's like a divine, gentle, holy white light fire that is specifically designed to bring those experiences and the energies, all the emotions, all of the thoughts, the words, the actions of our lineage, just bringing it into source, bringing it back into that pure white light energy and raising it up. And then at the same time, surrounding ourselves with that powerful field of white light energy that removes any lower vibration ties from the past and from our lineage, through any genetic connections. This white light fire goes right down to the subatomic level and the level of infinity inside of us, and through all dimensions and all realms, completely blessing us and raising us up, and just transmuting and releasing any lower vibratory ties and letting them all go to source, and then moving us into an ascension energy, moving us forward freely so that we can move through this incarnation with ease, with grace, and move through this transition during this incarnation. And so we can bring these bodies through the transition to ascension and let them be transformed and just full of ascension energy, higher vibration energy, and moving through the transition. And so we just surround ourselves with that white light fire and let everything else go from the past. And that could be even ties to our parents or grandparents or even siblings. It doesn't matter how close the ties are, and they go all the way back. And so we surrender them all up, bring that white light fire, bless every person in our lineage. We bless them all with beautiful love and light and gratitude, and we release the memories, we release the residual energies of them, we release it into source in that white light fire, and we allow ourselves to move forward into an ascension energy during this incarnation, which is a pretty awesome deal. It's a pretty big deal to do that. And we embrace the higher vibration moving forward. And so it is, and so it shall be. And, okay. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. So enjoy that experience, enjoy that energy, and I welcome you to please consider using that tool in a meditative practice as much as you feel compelled to do, as much as you feel guided. And I hope that it helps you feel that ability to move into an ascension energy like freely and unencumbered, with like that ease and that grace, and just having that beautiful kind of love and high vibration energy surrounding you. And maybe more technical information next time. If you are technically minded and you got through that, good for you. You get a brownie badge for that. And with that, please send in questions if you have them. Please send in comments if you have any. And I will see you next time.